Savke, Richard, Steve, how are you? How is the video and audio? I hope that you can see me and hear me well. Okay. Yop from France. Hello, Yop. 1025. How are you? How is the connection in France? Video and audio. Please let me know. All good on Savke site? Okay. So guys, tonight it's gonna be just Q&A. Жвакат use Iridium Sparkless. Зрението са добри. Good attempt, Richard. Good attempt, but not really. Звукът и зрението са добри. You should say звукът and картината са добри. Or звукът and видеото са добри. Anyway, good attempt. Yup. Why don't use Iridium spark plugs? I don't see any real benefits to using Iridium spark plugs. My engine is not something special that will benefit so much from it, and they are 3 times more expensive than the normal spark plugs. And with the normal spark plugs, I can easily get 20, 30, 40, even 50,000 kilometers. So I don't see any reason to have Iridium spark plugs on my Tenere. It soon be fluent. No worries, Richard. If you start learning Bulgarian now, if you are very patient, if you practice every day reading and writing, no more than 20 years and the results will come. Yeah, try to write Cyrillic alphabet and you understand how difficult it is for us to learn your language. It's a nightmare. When you start at the beginning, everything is so different. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. But as I said, no more than 20 years and the results will come and you will be able to speak Bulgarian badly broken like my English, but you'll be all right. From the moment you open your mouth, everyone will know that you're not a native person, but you'll be able to communicate with people and this is precious. As I said, something like my English. Very bad broken, but I can manage to talk with people everywhere around the world. So guys, today is gonna be just Q&A. If you have any questions or if you want to speak about any topic, just let me know. I'm here for you. I hope that more people will come to enjoy the stream and more questions will come. So this eventually will give me the chance to help someone who is going to watch the stream now or after that. So after I finish the stream, I'm going to convert it to a normal video and it will be online for everyone who want to watch it. So once again, if you have any questions or if you want to discuss any topics, just let me know because all of this might be beneficial for someone who is going to watch it after that. Smasherton. Now I'm supposed to survive in Canadian winter without riding. Wow. Well, we cannot do anything about you, my friend, but it is what it is. This is a part of the world where I guess you already know that half, maybe 6-7 months of the year you cannot ride. I plan to go there next year, but in the summer, and I hope the weather will be nice. Tenere Traveler, can you explain why 21-inch and 18-inch wheel combination works best? Let me see how to explain to you easier, Richard. When you have 21-inch front wheel, let's say this is 21-inch front wheel, and if you compare it with 17, 21 is larger. And when you need to go to obstacles with larger wheel, larger size, you just go over the obstacles much easier. If you have 17-inch, the tire need to to climb the hill much difficult than 21. This is what is the big difference. And 18 on the back is more or less the same story. But the most important is that if you have 21 and 18, you'll be able to find many different off-road tires. If you have 17 on the back, the front is not going to be a problem. 21-inch you will find everywhere, but 17 on 100% off-road tires sometimes is difficult to find. 18 is more or less universal size, 18, 21, and you can find any tires that you need, street, dual sport, or even 100% off-road tires. This is the big difference, but mostly because with the larger wheels, you go over the obstacles much easier. I hope that this helps, Richard. This is about the front. The rear, mostly because of the sizes. Sam Hill. Hi, Pavlin. Good to see you. Snow coming next few days. All good from East Kentucky, USA. Working on my bikes, getting ready to make a Scandinavian ride in 2026. Our sweet and veggie buddies. Okay, nice to see you again here, or for the first time here, Sam Hill. But I have seen a lot of your comments on the channel. But nice to see you here. If you have any questions or anything that I can help you, just let me know. Yop 1025. I've been following your years and love your advice as well as your travels. I'm always amazed at how little you take with you. I just got back from Morocco. I tried to pack the same thing. Well, I don't need much, and with every trip I try to minimize the luggage that I have. And on every trip, even though I try to be a minimalist, at the end of the trip, I can point you a few things that I never used. So on the next trip, they won't be there, if you understand what I mean. So you have to try to minimize the trip with every next possible option. Of course, it is possible. It's not that hard. In fact, you use every day the same stuff, and I don't see any reason to have much with you. Smasherton. What were those bikes you and Plummen rode in South America? How did you like them? The bikes that we rode in South America were Honda XRE 300cc. They are more or less South American variant of Honda CRF 300 that we have in Europe. They are made in Brazil, and they are made only for South American market. The only difference with the bikes that we have here is that they are air-cooled. This was the difference. They were air-cooled. They don't have radiators. The CRF 300 here in Europe is water-cooled. This was the difference. How we like it? Well, they survived the trip. Very light, very simple motorcycles. They don't have anything, no ABS, no traction control, nothing like this. But they survived the trip, so they were good. Sam Hill, after the South America trip, is there anything you will have done differently? No, I don't see anything that I can do differently in South America. The only thing that maybe I miss a lot was my Tenere 700. With the Tenere 700, I would have been much better in South America. But the problem is that with the Tenere 700, it would have cost me probably around 2,000 or maybe 3,000 euros more the whole trip. That's why I don't think that I will do anything, or I could have done something differently. I saw everything that I wanted to see from South America, even though for many people the videos might not be interesting. They might think that I'm riding just too many kilometers, and I don't pay attention on all of the attractions that there are in South America. But listen, I am not the normal tourist. I don't want to see every possible church, every possible museum, every possible fountain, or every possible water cascade or glacier or something like that. I have seen more than enough attractions like this in my life in many places around the world. So just because it is another one famous glacier does not mean that I'm going to see something so different. I have seen, as I said, more than enough glaciers. I walked on the glaciers. I hiked with pickles on the glaciers. I rode in many deep waters. And I was doing kayaking. I was doing rafting in glaciers waters. So I don't see another reason to see every possible attraction. As I said, I saw exactly what I wanted from South America. I went to South America, to be honest, because of Brazil, because of Brazilian jungle. This was #1 priority for me. I went there to see Brazil, I went there to see Venezuela, places that no one wants to see. The rest of the country, Argentina, Chile, Ushuaia, all of this Ruta Cuarenta, Chilean roads and stuff like that, this was just a bonuses that coming with the journey. But my journey, my number one focus or number one priority was Brazilian jungle and Venezuela. The rest was just part of the journey. So if I go there again ever, I don't think that I will see something different, or I would like to see something different. I hope that this answers the question, Sam Hill. Tenere Traveler, can you explain why you rotating the bars and levers and adding the bar risers can be beneficial? Why rotating the bars and levers and adding the bar risers? If you mean to change the bar, the handlebar, do you mean changing the handlebar, Richard? I cannot understand what you mean by rotating the bars and levers and adding the bar risers can be beneficial. I am not sure that I understand the question properly, Richard. Can you ask me a little bit more different way? To adjust yours to suit you. Yeah, this is very important. Many people try, let's say they try a specific motorcycle and they can say, well, this motorcycle is not comfortable for me. But sometimes it's not about the motorcycle. It's about a simple adjustments that you can make when you sit on a new motorcycle. You can just move the handlebar a little bit backward or forward, whatever you feel good. You can also install bar risers if you're too tall and you need to have a bar risers. And these small tweaks or adjustments could make a big difference in your riding comfort. I hope that you mean this, yeah? And it could be very, very beneficial, especially if you plan to spend many hours riding standing on the position. Then you definitely, if you're a very tall guy, if you have very long arms, and if your motorcycle is small and short, you will definitely need some bar risers to have a better standing position. It's not only standing, also sitting position. On some motorcycles, for example, Triumph motorcycles, I don't know, but for me, they're a little bit not so comfortable. The handlebar is too forward. So every time when I sit on the Triumph, I feel like this. So I need a little bit backward and maybe bar risers to have the straight position that I usually have. Even on my Tenere 700, the first time when I sat on it, the handlebar, I felt it too forward. And then when I sit again on my Tenere 660, the old model, it was everything much, much comfortable. And when I got the Tenere 700 at the beginning, the first maybe a few months, I felt a little bit not so. And I was planning to have a bar risers, but then after a few months, it's already enough. I moved the handlebar a little bit backward, and now everything is perfect. But it's not the same with every motorcycle. For example, these small Hondas that we were riding in South America, because they were too small for someone with my size, on my motorcycle were already installed a bar risers. And this helps me a lot because it's lift the handlebar a little bit, maybe 2 centimeters, and gave me this more natural sitting position. It was also better when I stand on the pegs. On Plummer's motorcycles, this motorcycle, it was without bar risers, and every time when we need to stand on the pegs, I can see him that he bends a little bit more because of the lack of bar risers. So yeah, definitely could be beneficial for someone. And definitely try to adjust your motorcycle first before you decided to change it or to buy something else or to switching stuff like that or buying different handlebars. So I can see in the chats, Yup 1025, Sam Hill, Richard is here, Safke. So where the rest of the guys are, please introduce yourself in the chat, because now we have this one-way connection. You can see me, but I cannot see you. At least introduce yourself in the chat. Tenere Traveler, can you explain why standing up can be advantage and when you do this? Okay, so standing position, it's beneficial, or it will give you more stability, especially when you ride on the road terrains, when you ride off-road mostly. Not on every situation, but in 95% of the cases, if you are standing on the pegs, the motorcycle will be more stable. It's all about the center of gravity. I'm not gonna go deep inside of it. Why is does it's happening? But basically, when you stand on the pegs, you actually transfer the whole weight, your weight, in the on the motorcycle pegs, and the motorcycle pegs are in lower position, and the motorcycle start to feel the motorcycle so much lighter. And when you go on the terrains that bumpy like that, when you don't see, when you are not on the seat, and the motorcycle need to play under you, you have the when you're standing on the pegs, your legs are actually working like a shock absorbers. First, you absorb all the bumps, and the motorcycle cannot hit your ass if you sit on the seat all the time and you have a big bump. It might hit you in the ass and send you over the handlebar. But when you are in standing position, the motorcycle might play a lot under you, but you'll be safe because you can control it from the top. So every time when the surface is not stable, I will recommend just to stand on the pegs and try to control the motorcycle by tightening your legs and use the throttle and the clutch. That will help you a lot. Then, traveler, I agree. Usually, when I see terrain that is difficult for me, it is time for me to stand. Yeah, absolutely. It's difficult for you, Richard, when you have a passenger, because even if you stand, the passenger is still there. But maybe you can discuss this with her and find a way to work together on this. But definitely, standing position will give you many benefits, especially when you go to not so even terrain, potholes and stuff like that. And also, you'll have a better visibility when you ride on some bumpy and tricky roads. You'll have a good visibility on the top. You can predict everything. You can move your weight left, right, forward, backward, whatever it needs to be. If you sit only, it's difficult. Yup 1025. Do you take inner tubes and tools with you when you go on the trips? Find it annoying because it takes too much space and I prefer to go tubeless. Yes, because I have tubes on my wheels. I always have spare tubes with me, and I have a tire levers because this is the only option to fix the tire if I have puncture on the road. I understand that many people prefer to have tubeless, but I don't have tubeless on my 700. And to be honest, I don't mind so much. If I have a flat, I will just do it. I know that it's not a pleasure, but it's not something that I will worry about it so much. And I will never try to convert the wheels that I have to tubeless, because if they come stock tubeless, okay, I will agree, but I will still have to carry at least one tube, let's say the front 21, and tire levers, because if you bend the rim, you cannot fix anything. If you bend the rim of one of your wheels, you're stuck on the road. You cannot have the air inside anymore, and your tubeless wheels will become basically pointless. That's why even with tubeless wheels, I will suggest to have at least one tube, front 21-inch, that you can use on the rear if necessary, and tire brake levers. This is my opinion. Also compressor and everything that you need to fix your tires. Yeah, I understand it's not pleasure, but there is a reason why all of these off-road motorcycles and dual sport motorcycles, most of them are coming with tubes instead of being tubeless. Also, in many models like KTM 790, 890, 1290, they have tubeless rims, but the air valve is put on the side of the rim, so it's not in the middle, it's on the side. And even if you have a tube with you and you decided to use the tube because the rim is bent, it's going to be difficult because the valve cannot go in the middle. It's supposed to go on the side. You will put it on the side, but this will put the tube inside in a very different pressure, and it might cut and lose the air on some stage, if you understand what I mean. So once again, I understand that the tubes are not a pleasure to change on the road, especially when it's bad weather, dusty conditions, or muddy conditions, or if you have very hard tires, sometimes might be even impossible to change it. But I prefer to go this way for now. Maybe in the future it will change. Fuel Corey Music, first time I see you here. Welcome to the chat. Hi there from Germany. I have tubeless but takes Motion Pro and tube because it's hard to seal the bend in some cases. Yeah, if you have tubeless, you don't really need to carry anything in paper, but in reality, you should have it, as I just said. Yes, thanks for sharing your experience. Motion Pro tire levers, I have Motion Pro as well. They are good to bend the tire or to break it from the rim, but they're not really good to remove the tire itself because they are too wide on the front, and sometimes they don't really work well. Now I use a different type of tire levers that are a little bit more sharper on the front, and they work much better and much easier, at least for me. Tenant traveler, if you are unsure of your position, do you agree it's important to stop and assess the situation and keep doing blindly? Absolutely. I have lost myself many times, and in many of these situations, I don't know. When you ride, sometimes you have, let's say, your GPS and or your map, and you're sure about your location, but sometimes something from inside telling you, man, stop and check, stop and check. It's always good to stop and check and everything to be all right, instead of riding 100 or 150 kilometers and to realize that you got the wrong turn. This is what is happening with me and Plowman now in South America last year. On one section, I was absolutely sure where we have to go, and we got this corner, but the Plowman GPS said something else. So we blindly trusted to GPS and turned to this corner and continue riding. And until we were riding, I can see one town and another town. And I said, man, I haven't seen these towns on my maps. So I said, please stop for a while. I want to check on the map where exactly we are. So when I check on the map, I saw that we've done 120 kilometers, almost 120 kilometers on the top of so many kilometers that we were riding every day in a different direction. So we needed to backtrack 120 kilometers to go on the road and then continue riding. So that's why it's always better to check on time, just to be sure that you're on the right position. If you use the GPS, because most of the people, 95% of people using the GPS only. But as I told you, the mistake that we have done was with the GPS. If I was riding in front of us only with the paper map, this will never happen, because when I ride, I always check the map in front of me and always checking the map and the signs on the road. If I have to go to a specific town, then I can follow the GPS. But on the road, I'm checking the map in front of me and the signs on the road. So if I can see now that on the map said, let's say the town is Varna, and we're approaching the town, it's not Varna, I'm gonna stop and check again on the map. What is the town? Where exactly I am at the moment? So this is like a game that I play. Every moment I want to know exactly where I am on my paper map that stay on my tank bag. So yeah, it's always better to stop and check instead of going blindly, trusting your GPS, because the worst mistakes that I have ever done are with GPSs. Kiran Bujbal. Hi, Pavlin. Any future plans for Indian adventure? Greetings from India. I do have plans to go and ride South India, because last time when I was in India, I started from Pune, went all the way to the top to Ladakh, and then moved to the eastern part of India and finished there. But this time I plan to go from Pune, go all the way South India, and finish on the top. When, I don't know, maybe in few years' time, but I definitely plan to go there again. Sam Hill, motorcycling is marginal sport. You need to be as self-sufficient as possible. Take what you have to be mobile with you. At 70, you learn to go away and understand. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for sharing, Sam Hill. If you're 70, I only can admire your age and your will to travel with a motorcycle. And I hope that one day I will be like you, in good health and still traveling. It is true that everything is in your head, but not exactly, because even if you feel that you're 20, your body still reminds you here and there that you're not on 20. But yeah, I agree with you. Tena Traveler, do you agree that strong motocross boots are important for trips with a lot of off-road and will save you much better than the normal boots? I absolutely agree with this. You don't need to go for something like a real motocross boots, but there are more than enough models that are strong enough to support your ankle, your legs, even on the normal trips. As probably you already saw, I listed a video a few days ago about riding in the cold days, And the video was provoked from a friend of mine who fell down in a cold asphalt, slided down and broke his ankle. And he was with a CD Adventure 2 model, which is very nice model, nice boot. But they, as I showed you in one of my videos, they're very soft. So he fell down. The motorcycle was on the top of him, and the motorcycle was not heavy. It's a Suzuki DR 650. But even so, with the boots and with the light motorcycle, he broke his legs. So the better the boots are in terms of protection, the more chances you're gonna have to stay safe and to avoid problems. Because what I have to say, everyone who don't really pay attention of this and fell down and broke the legs or leg or have some kind of injury with the legs will have more than enough time then in the hospital to understand how important the boots are. So as I said, you don't need to go to 100% motocross boots, but something more stable. Alpine Star got model Tunkan, or Tunkan, I think was the model. And there are a few more models. So also the model that I use at the moment from Revit are also very stable, very nice protection. But the more protection you have, the better for you. Kiran Bujrap, I will wait for sure. I live in Pune city only. Okay, we might see each other in the future. You never know. Sam Hill, nothing beats a map and ability to read it. Rest is just support. I absolutely agree with you. Sam, map is what gives you the whole picture. The GPS is just one small screen only. You watch the screen all the time and you completely lose connection with the rest of the surroundings that you have. When you have the map all the time in front of you, because it's not only when you ride, every trip that I make starts here at home with the map. So first I need to open the big map and see the whole country and to see all roads around the country. On the west, on the east, on the north, or west, I can see where the big towns are located, what are the mountains, where the rivers are, where are the big cities, and stuff like that. After that, I have to find my routes, my routes. When I find my routes around the country, I have to transform it into the paper map. And to transform it into the paper map, sometimes I need to open on the computer Google Maps and find specific things, and then write it down on the map. And during this period that usually take like 2-3 weeks time, or maybe a month before the trip, I already learned more than enough. Later on the road, I always have a simple idea where exactly I am at the moment and what I have to expect in front of me or behind me or on the right hand side or on the left hand side, on what road I am and what kind of options I have. That's why the maps are so precious. Later, if you want to use the GPS, use it, but always have the map with you as a first guidance to know everything, because maps, signs, and you're fine. Then the GPS is just a support, as Sam said, to help you find the specific destinations. Alan Maurice, good afternoon. Alan, nice to see you here for the first time. Sam Hill, yeah, the mirror isn't the kind of used to be. You have to stay after it all the TV away. Yes, absolutely. Steve's Adventure, I know you like the low front fender, but what do you do when too much sticky dirt gets under it? I just broke mine because of it. First of all, Stevie, the motorcycle that I ride, it's not exactly the type of the motorcycle that I will go on a deep mud in. If it's happening, and it's never happened until this moment with my motorcycle and my type of trips and my type of ridings, if it's happening for some reason, I can always stop, unbolt it, because it has basically 4 bolts. I can unbolt it, tighten it on the tail of my motorcycle, and when I finish this section, I can put it back again. But usually, if you avoid these heavy terrains, heavy sticky mud, it's not a problem. And as I said, and probably I will make a video about it very soon, I don't see any reason for me to go on very technical and muddy off-road with this motorcycle. If you want to learn how to ride off-road, do it with a proper light dirt machine, not with these motorcycles, because these are too heavy motorcycles, and you will not learn the same way that you're gonna learn with the light dirt bikes. Of course, you're gonna gain some confidence and maybe some skills, but it's not gonna be the same. Most of the skills that you're gonna learn with this motorcycle will be only for this motorcycle, and they will be probably wrong. So if you want to learn it properly, start with a light motorcycle that will give you the chance to experiment. It's not gonna be a problem if you drop it on the ground because it's light. You can lift it easy. You're not gonna be scared every time when you see downhill or uphill or difficult terrains. You're not gonna freeze like that. And once you learn the technique, then you can transfer the techniques on the heavy motorcycle. So on your question, I agree that it's bad if your motorcycle fender jam, but it's also very bad when you have this high fender when you don't need it. So now on the moment I have 80, almost 90,000 kilometers on my motorcycle, and I never needed high fender. But to have 90,000 kilometers, especially on the highways or on the roads with heavy side wind, with this high fender, you'll be like, it will move you like a sail all the time. So I don't like it. Also, I don't like how it looks like. All of these adventure motorcycles looks absolutely ugly, terrible with high fender. High fender sits only on the dirt bikes, in my opinion. Barry Armstrong, first time here. Nice to see you, Barry. Hi, Puff. What's your opinion on airbag armor? I am of the last January thinking of getting some for them. It's a perfect option. Two problems I can see with these airbags. First of all, they are not cheap. Of course, if you compare it with the problems or the injuries that you can have, they are priceless. But it's another one layer to have on the top of so many clothes that we already have. And I don't know, will I be comfortable to have this airbag on the top of all the gear that I already have for thousands of kilometers? Maybe for the short rides will be better, but I just don't want it now at the moment. I prefer to go like this and to rely on the gear that I have and the protection that it has, understanding that I'm making compromise. So if the airbag, the vest or whatever you plan to buy, it's not a problem for you to have it on every one of your rides, do it. It's the best protection that you can have. I only tested once in one of the shows in, I think was in Switzerland a few years ago. Perfect option. Tenere Traveler, excellent boots are no good without grippy foot pack. Rubber insert are liability when wet, although manufacturers are now offering removable inserts as standard. I'll fit them. Not exactly like that, Richard. On my boots, for example, so insole is, what is the name of the last cover? Insole is inside, so whatever. The bottom part is very solid. It's the sole. The sole is actually it's a Vibram sole. So they are very, very comfortable to step on it, to walk with it, everything. But it's expensive. Denis Kiras, good evening to you and everybody who follows you. Thank you very much for coming, Denis. I haven't seen you on the chat still. No worries. Thanks for coming. If you have any questions, go ahead. Ruslan Voltenko. Hi, Pavlin. Ask me anything. I might not know what about your channel. Text me. Ask me anything. I might not know about your channel. Text me. Ruslan Voltenko. What do you mean? I cannot understand. Руслан, можно по-русски сказать, если тебе тяжело. Anupam Barwah, love from India. Solo or group rides. I prefer solo travel. You become more responsible and learn a lot of things. I also prefer to ride alone. Souls, yeah, thank you very much, Richard. I also prefer to ride alone. Anupam. It's give me some kind of flexibility. I do exactly what I like to do. Yeah, it's a little bit more risky, some people will say, but in my opinion, if you ride alone, this is probably the most safe trip that you can have, because you never need to ride faster than you can afford. You never need to cross the borders that you cannot afford and stuff like that. So once again, Richard, if you have a good soles, like a Revit boot have got these Vibram soles, they give you stability everywhere in all surface. They're absolutely perfect even to hike with these boots because they are comfortable enough. The sole is stable enough to stand on the pegs. Also for any different situation that you might have. I already tested these boots for thousands of kilometers and very, very pleased. Also, I saw Vibram soles on another one pair, I think was Alpine Star boots, but I'm not sure now exactly. Yeah, check it. Check these boots. Expensive, bloody expensive, like 700 euros. I will agree, very expensive, but very comfortable boots. They're just, and if you don't ride so much, they will last. They will last a lot, and also waterproof, perfect, but expensive, truly expensive. Руслан, куда ты потерялся? Давай по-русски, я тебе все скажу. I mean, I learned all of your advices, so you can test me if I didn't learn it at all. I don't need to test you, Ruslan. Thanks for spending time on my channel. I'm glad that it actually works and helped many people. This was the original idea. I just wanted to share the knowledge that I already have, that I already learned with so many mistakes and so hard process. So if I can help someone to avoid the problems that I've got, or maybe to travel a little bit easier than me, I'll be more than happy. So I don't need to test you. I believe you. Richard Traveler, rucksack, tank bag, or tail pack? I have a backpack with hydration pack. I have a tank bag, but I don't have a tail pack. The reason tank bag I like to have, Richard, not for everyone, but I like to have because on the tank bag I keep all of my camera gear. If I do not carry a camera gear, I will probably never have a tank bag because it's not necessary for me. A tail bag, it's a good option, but it's something that I cannot see. And if, for example, I keep something that is important to me and it for some reason fell, or if I lose it for some reason, I won't even notice it. The tank bag, on the other side, I see it all the time. Even if the straps cuts or something goes wrong, I will see it if it's go down and I can stop and take it. But with the tail bag, it's impossible. Backpack, I have only very small backpack in which I have my hydration bladder inside with 2 liters of water. That's everything that I carry. If you have a big and heavy backpack, you'll have this pressure on your shoulders all the time. And especially if it's more than 3-4 kilograms, after a day of riding, you will finish with the same backpack, tighten it on the rear seat of your motorcycle, and you will never have it again. So backpack only if it's very light. 2 kilograms, 2 liters of water, that's everything that I have, and I don't feel it at all. Anupam Barwah, when is your next long motorcycle ride, sir? It is going to be next year, June, July, August, and I will go to Canada. I'll ride the whole Canada and Canadian part of Alaska. This is the plan for now. It might change, but this is the plan that I have right now. So this winter, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'll be here. Ruslan, where are you from? Tenant Traveler, all of my documents live within my jacket. I cannot lose it while I'm riding. I regularly tap each pocket because I know what I should be there. Do you do it differently? No, absolutely. I do exactly the same, Richard. I always keep in my motorcycle jacket my documents and my telephone, everything that is very important to me. Wallet, passport. I usually, in my wallet, I keep the passport also inside. And my motorcycle documents, everything is inside. And my telephone is on the right-hand side. And every time when I start riding, let's say from a restaurant, hotel, hostel, whatever, when I start riding, I do just like this. Everything is here. I can continue riding. I never leave it in the tank bag. I never leave it in another bag. They're always with me. If I, for some reason, I need to remove my jacket, which I almost never do, even in the hot days, I always take it after that and put it on me because of the documents. They are very important to be protected. Denis Keras, are you planning to change your motorcycle for your trip to Canada? I don't know yet. If I'm able to find an affordable transportation to send my itinerary to Canada and back, I will go with it. If not, I will buy a motorcycle in Canada, or I will rent a motorcycle in Canada if someone offered to me. And if I buy it, I will sell it after that and come back. But if I find an affordable Transportation, I'll go with my itinerary. So I don't know for now. It all depends on the budget. Ruslan Voltarenko from Ukraine, US citizen. Understand. Understood. Now I understand why you don't want to speak Russian. Fair enough. No problem about it. Now lives in USA. Okay. Sorry for speaking on Russian to you. Anupam Barwach. Do you ever want to upgrade to bigger 1000cc or 1250 motorcycle, or 700 is just perfect for you? I don't need anything bigger than 700cc. It is more than enough to me. It has 72 free horsepower. It's perfectly fine for me. I enjoy it every single day. I still love it. The power is more than enough. I never ride fast. Even on the highways, I never go more than 120, 30 kilometers per hour. For that speed, this 700cc is more than enough. So I don't see any reason, and I personally don't need it. Some people like to have more power, like 100 or 150 horsepower. For me, this is not necessary at all. I hope that this answers your question. Go ahead, guys. More questions, please. I will give you 15 to 20 minutes more before we finish the stream. If you want to ask me something, or if you want to add any information, please do it so, because many people might watch the stream after that and they might get some useful information from you, from me, from all together. Have you, Kiran Bushbal, have you heard about new BMW F450 GS? No, I haven't heard, but I won't be surprised if they have it. BMW got all different options and all different engines and stuff like that. They worry that they're gonna miss a customer. Maybe it will be a good option. Let's see it first. Ruslan, no judgment for people being different, judging people doing illegal action. Agree. Yaros, BMW F450 GS sounds very good. Yeah, everything sounds good on paper. Let's see what it will be at the beginning. 8,000 euros, 175 kilograms. Fair enough. For 450 GS, for 450 cc motorcycle, 175, it's not less, but I cannot make a video of something that I haven't seen. Just to talk what I have seen online, it's not my type of soup. I'm not gonna do it. One day when I have the chance to see it personally, when I have the chance to ride it, then I can talk about it. But just to talk on the pictures or on the information on the internet, it's just not something that I will enjoy, and I cannot give a proper information. It will be just speculations, what I think or what people said or what I see on the pictures. So it's not going to be really useful to anyone. It will be just my opinion on something that I haven't seen at all. It's like to talk for the last modern computer that you can see online without even touching it and without even working with it. Pointless to me. Tenere Traveler. Okay, Yaros, I expect something similar to CF Moto. More or less, in this category, you cannot find a hot water now. It will be very similar to what we already have seen, maybe with different features, different tweaks here and there, but in the end, it is just a motorcycle. Trainer Traveler, has any part of the world either exceed for your expectations or fallen short of them? I have some. Well, listen now, Richard. The reason I'm going to Canada now is because Canada is a country that I never been before. Also, it's a very large country that requires a lot of kilometers to be seen properly. And now I feel myself still strong enough to ride for many kilometers to see this country. After Canada, I will focus on very many different small countries that will require to go there, to fly there, let's say rent a motorcycle, ride it to 3 weeks and then go back home. So of course there are many destinations that I would like to see. There are some places that I already have been, but I would like to go again. So the world is so colorful and so big and so interesting that I don't know what to say. But yeah, as you already know, my goal is to see the whole world. Steve's Adventure, do you use any fuel additives in winter contests with poor fuel quality? No, I never use any additives. Even when I went to a contest with very, very poor quality petrols, like in Central Asia, never use any additives, but it's a good idea. Good idea to have these additives or octane boosters or whatever you can name them, especially if you expect very poor petrol quality. Yaros, I'm excited for you to try it sometimes. I remember you were talking about downsizes to something like around 400, 500 cc. Maybe even Yamaha will follow the hype and make a 10 450. Definitely, every time when guys, you have to understand, I live in Bulgaria, in Varna. This is very small town. We don't have dealers here. We have one motorcycle shop that sell Yamaha and few more brands inside where I bought my Yamaha Tenere. But we don't have a motorcycle shops that offer motorcycles for test ride. So when I was living in Berlin back in the days, 5 years ago, I was able to go to many shops, different brands to test different motorcycles and make these reviews. Now I don't have this chance. But every time when I have the possibility to see a new model or someone that is coming to my place to offer his motorcycle for test ride, I do it. So when I have the chance to see this BMW GS 450, of course, I will be more than happy to try it, test it, and share my opinion, or any other model on the market. And of course, if Yamaha decided to make something like 400 or 500 cc in the future, will be perfect for me to change it, to downsize a bit, because as I said many times, now I'm 51. I'm not gonna be younger and stronger anymore. Even though I don't like this, or maybe I don't see it now, my power and health is going to be always go down from this moment. So I'm a very realistic person. I understand how everything works. So I prefer to have a motorcycle that will be more comfortable for me to ride, to lift, and use it more longer than to have a very heavy motorcycle that I cannot move at all. So of course, if Yamaha makes something like 450, we'll be glad to have it and continue traveling instead of still fighting with the Tenere when it's too heavy for me. I hope that you understand what I mean. Tenere traveler, do you air your tires down at all in sand, for example, or remain it at standard pressure? Richard, I put the pressure down only if I have to go to very difficult terrain, very deep sand or very deep mud. Now, for example, on the whole trip around South America, we downsized the tire pressure only one in very muddy day, in very sticky, not sticky, but very sliding, very, very, very slippery muddy conditions. Very slippery muddy conditions. They were so bad that it looks like a glass. Only then we lowered the pressure a little bit. But on my Tenere 700 now, when I ride it, it doesn't matter where, I will do it only if it's very deep sand or very deep mud. In any other situation, I prefer to keep the normal pressure, at least 2 bars, which is like 31 or 32 PSI, because the motorcycles are very heavy, and if you lower the pressure too much, it will be easy to bend the rim, even cut the tube inside. That's why this is something that I don't recommend to anyone unless you go to very, very difficult terrain that you just cannot ride any with this type of pressure. This is what I mean. The video that I made a few days ago about winter riding, on the winter, I dropped the pressure a little bit, but just a little bit. Instead of having 2.2 bars on the front and 2.3 on the rear, I drop it to 2 bars, a little bit less than usual because of the weather conditions, but not less than this. Less than this is already noticeable on these heavy motorcycles and dangerous for the rims and tubes inside. Kiran Bushbal, I'm sorry, I might not pronounce your name correctly, but it's difficult for me. BMW is making FGS 450 with Indian motorcycle manufacturer TVS, so the people are excited over here. So why I just want to hear is your opinion. You'll have my opinion when I have the chance to see this motorcycle, but to be honest, I don't expect any miracles. It will be more or less like a BMW GS 310. It's a BMW GS, but not really, because it's a different type of motorcycle. I guess the 450 will be something similar. Good for many people, probably not for tall and heavy guys like me. Ten traveler, I don't do it myself. I don't have rim locks on the tube bike. This is cool to have. Yeah, absolutely. If you don't have rim locks, it will be very easy to twist the tube inside and you're done. That's end of the story. That's why I don't do it. It's not necessary. If the terrain is so bad, you can drop the pressure just a little bit, but not much. Some hill. I've looked at shipping from USA to Europe or Scandinavia. Schumacher is a shipping company, but they use ships. When the container is full, they sell. Where you plan to stand from in Canada? I don't know yet. It will be probably from Hamburg or from something like that. I'm still not checking anything because I still have time. But as soon we went to 2026 next year from January, I will start looking for different options. So I expect the shipping to be something like 3,000 euros round trip. But if I can find something cheaper, I will probably go with my itinerary. If not, I will buy a motorcycle because I guess for $2,000 or $3,000 I will buy Kawasaki KLR 650 in good condition in Canada. I can use it for the trip and sell it later and go back home without any worries. If I have my motorcycle, this will be 3,000 euros just like that, spent and nothing in return. Yeah, I'll have the pleasure to ride it, but not sure about it, as I did it in South America. Alan Maurice, do you have any idea of the itinerary when you will come to Canada? Are you going to more camping during your trip trip to South America? It will be June, July, August in Canada. Alan or Alain, not sure about it. It will definitely be some campings because it's an expensive country. It's not like South America. In South America, the hotels were very affordable, $10 to $15 maximum per day. It is not going to be the same in Canada. So I will definitely bring my tent and there will be many camping days. Not because I like it so much, it's because I have to do it to minimize the cost of accommodation. Sam Hill, availability of motorcycle varies in Canada. I'm not so sure about it. Also, I have some friends there that promise to help. We'll see what it is. We'll see what it is. I'm not looking for something very special. I just need a motorcycle that will run without any problems in the conditions. Will Pato will joining you also on this trip? Yes, Pato will come with me in Canada as well. We already talked about it, and he said that he would like to come. Trainer Traveler, when we started riding, I did not even know about questions, never mind the answers. When we start riding, I did not even know the questions, never mind start answers. I always learn something from this forum. All dogs are learn a lot of tricks. We're all like you, Richard, so many different things. We learn every time when I jump on the motorcycle, I learn something new. And that's why sometimes I laugh when I hear people saying, oh, I know everything, I'm professional, I have 50,000 or 500,000 kilometers or whatever. Yo, we learn all of our lives. Everything, every day, it's a new learning day. So it's never stop, never stop. The school of life. Sam Hill, I've done Canada from one side to other, good riding in Newfoundland and Nova Scotia, ferry shuttles have knowledge of to see in Northwest, British Columbia, around the Great Lakes. I'm sure that it will be nice. I haven't checked even the routes yet, nothing at all. Next year, as I said in the beginning, I'll buy a paper map and start exploring everything and make plans and see how it's going and looking for sponsors and organizing and stuff like that. I still have time. And if I can organize it, in June I will be already there. If not, it's not a big deal. I can always find another destination to travel. Kiran Bushbay, I enjoyed your South America series. Looking forward to your Canadian and Alaskan adventure. Thank you very much for taking the time. I still have many episodes to make from South America, even though not many people watch it. I don't mind because the trip was wonderful for me. I enjoyed very much, and I wanted to share the experience that I already have. And I always try to provide as maximum as possible useful information for everyone who wants to travel in this direction. So he or she can watch my videos and have an idea what is the terrain, how difficult it is, how expensive are the hotels, what is the food, what to expect once you get there. Because I watched a few videos from other travelers, And I understand that they make their videos much more interesting. They focus on specific moments. Let's say a difficult ride today, and they make the video very interesting with a lot of views. But in the end, there is no information inside of this video, and this is what I like to make differently. Even though the video might not get so many views, I still like to present and provide this documental style of video that will be beneficial for someone who really want to go in this direction. I'm not a Hollywood man or Bollywood man. I don't try to fight with everyone to make the best cinematic videos that I ever do. I just try to provide more than enough information for everyone who is traveling over there. For example, this year or the last year's goal was to cross Brazilian jungle, to provide a real footage from the jungle, a real information for the real travel conditions for everyone who ever planned to go there. Because before me and Plamen, there were no information at all. There are a few Brazilian guys that are riding there for a short distance here and there, and you cannot really get the whole picture. So we haven't got enough information before we go there. I hope that now everyone who plans to go in this direction will watch our videos and will say, okay, that's for me or that's not for me. For example, a few years ago when I went to India, listen, Kiran, India, and when I uploaded the videos from India and Pakistan, many of my followers said, oh man, I wanted to go to India and Pakistan from a long time, but when I saw now what kind of madness it is, I don't want, thank you very much. So this was my goal, to provide the information, and then everyone who decided, do I want it or not? Is it for me or not? So if I'm able to help 1, 2, 3, or 5 people, my mission is completed. Richard, what is Plamen's favorite and last favorite bike to work on it? I guess there is a reason he buys Yamaha, although he now can see Moto 2. Plamen loves this Tenere 700. Even though he's a racer, he's an ex-racer, he loves to ride very fast. He rides very fast. He's a very good rider on and off-road. But as soon he got this Tenere, he found his peace of mind. Because with the Tenere, he can ride fast, but also he can ride in technical terrains. He can jump and ride it on every off-road track that he likes to do it, but also he can travel the world with it. So he found this universal formula. And the best of everything is that the motorcycle does not need anything. Just run. Change the oil, change normal maintenance, and it just runs. No problems whatsoever. That's why he got on the first Tenere 700, 100,000 kilometers, sold it, and bought the new model. And now even a week ago, he went to a very specific off-road track, race actually. 4 guys went there with a big Tenere 700. They invited me as well, but I was not in the country. So they went over there, and they even got a video with this track. Such a difficult track. There were 700 motorcycles altogether. And from these 700 motorcycles, only 4 were Tenere 700. Anything else were a proper dirt bikes, 100 kilograms. And they did it pretty well. They covered 90% of the terrain that they already have over there. So he found the universal motorcycle that could be ridden everywhere in any kind of situations. And that's why he loved it so much. And as I said, it's a motorcycle that it's so reliable that he does not need to do anything. Just ride it. Maybe it's not the prettiest one, not the most comfortable, not the faster, but it just works. As I said many times, it's like a wife, not so pretty, but always there for you. I hope that this makes sense. Kiran Bushbal, I enjoyed your information style more than flashy edits and only self-vlogging of other riders. Thank you very much. As I said, I'm not going to change my style. I understand that if you always make the same type of videos, you're going to have the same type of views. I understand that. Or if you make this or that, your channel will improve. I understand this as well. Or if you look this or that, if you see how he makes videos or how she makes videos, it will be different. I understand all of these guys. I am on YouTube for many years. I understand everything, but I still have my plans, my goals, and YouTube it's not my priority. YouTube is just something that helps me to travel easy, to find sponsors, to share information, to make my journey traveling around the world little bit easier to me, at least financially. But YouTube, it's not my goal. I don't plan to be the best on YouTube, if you understand what I mean. So I know what I have to do to make my videos interesting, but this will kill my traveling experience. So I have to focus on the filming so much that all of this will kill my travel experience. And I don't want to do that. That's why when I travel, I film what I can. I provide the information that I can provide in more details. I also understand that instead of making 4 different episodes showing you everything, I can squeeze it to one, make it a little bit more interesting. But again, you're not gonna learn anything from this one episode. You'll see some tricky or some interesting or some beautiful moments. What about the rest? What about all of these thousands of miles that you have to cover? This was one of disappointments that I've got from South America, because I have heard about South America from so many people. The best continent to go, the best this, the best that, no, the one of the best place of the world. Patagonia, the most beautiful part of the world. Patagonia, in my opinion, is a piece of shit. You have to ride thousands of kilometers to see something. And when you finally find this something, this glacier or whatever, you're just realizing that you have to spend $200 for one day to see the glacier. And what is the most beautiful in Patagonia? In Bulgaria, in 200 kilometers in Bulgaria, I can find you 10 or 20 more different beautiful things than 3,000 kilometers in Patagonia. The reason I went there, I told you, it was Brazil and Venezuela. And of course, to see all of these places, all of these so much beautiful places, and all of these straight roads, thousands of kilometers without anything and anyone. Even I enjoyed my trip to Magadan much more than Patagonia. So everything is so subjective, and everyone is focusing on something else, but it's not exactly like that. So whatever. You're going to dinner. Thank you very much for coming, Richard. Guys, I'm going to give you 5 more minutes and I will finish the stream as well. So if you have anything else to ask me, go ahead now. Now is the moment. Steve's Adventure. Do you choose the oil depending on the season, age, or you just go with the manufacturer's recommendation? I never go to manufacturer's recommendations. I use from many years Motorex oils because I can trust this company. Even though they were sponsored me for a while, they are not sponsoring me right now at the moment. I still use Motorex. So I use them before they sponsor me, and I use them after they stop sponsoring me. Motorex for me is the most quality oil that you can find, and the oil that you cannot really find fakes from these oils. And I have heard some rumors about Motorex, that Motorex will start working with Yamaha very soon. Now at the moment, Yamaha use this Yamaha oil, which by the way is nothing more than an oil produced from a specific factory and branded to Yamaha. But from what factory, we don't know. So I have heard rumors, as I told you, that in the future, Yamaha will start working with Motorex. And what I noticed also last year, that Honda start working with Motorex as well. They don't work with Honda oils anymore. So I use the oil that I know, and in summer I use more 10W60 because of the hot days. Now in the winter or in the spring or autumn, I can go to 10W50, but no less than that. 10W40, in my opinion, is not a proper oil for hot days because it's just not thick enough. Denis Kiras, Bulgaria is a really beautiful country. Love it. Absolutely. Bulgaria is such a wonderful country. And for 500 kilometers, what is the distance in Bulgaria? You can find so many different things and interesting things. In South America, there are many interesting places, but they are so far away. So you have to ride so many thousands of kilometers to see something. It's completely different, just completely different. Smasherton. Lots of Canadian sites are in parks and you have to pay for access to, well, not too bad, but enjoying. We'll see how it's going. I'm not there exactly for the parks. If you want to go to the park, you have to walk in the parks. You have to climb on the hills. We'll see what it is. I just want to see Canada because I've never been there. I'm not sure that I will go to every park and pay $100 or $150 just to see a specific hill or lake. But I don't know what to say. It is just part of the world that stick in my mind now that I would like to see. More or less, it was the same many years ago when I was planning to go to the USA. I wanted to see it so badly. I wanted because the USA, Manhattan, and New York, and all of that stuff, all what I've got from movies, from books, and from many many different sources that I've got during the years. And I was so excited first time when I went to the USA. And I went there. I saw New York. I saw all of these things, and I felt so disappointed because it was not what I was thinking about it. More or less become was the same in South America. That's why now I have an idea to go to Canada. Even though I might be disappointed, I will still go there. First, because I want to have my personal experience. I want to provide the information on my channel for everyone who want to go there. And finally, this is part of the world that I want to see. That's it. End of the story. I mean the old viscosity. Yes, I already told you, Steve. In the summer, I use 10W60 in the hot days. In the winter or in the spring and autumn, I use 10W50. This is the viscosity. Then the brand is Motorex. Frederick Patterson, can you recommend a type of brand or adventure jacket pants for us with a limited budget? With a limited budget, I don't know what to say. During the years, I've got many different brands and models, but it all depends on that where you live. Where are you from, Frederick? Where are you from? Sweden. If you're from Sweden, you can easily go to Germany. It's not that far. Go to Louis or what was the other? One was Louis and Polo. In Germany, there is a big shops, Louis and Polo, and they have many, many budget options, even some brands that are made only for Louis and Polo. I cannot remember the brands now, but I'm sure that you can even Google it, Louis or Polo, and you'll see many different options. For 200 or 400 euros, you'll find probably a very good jacket. It won't be Gore-Tex, maybe with layers, but it will be a good option. Louis and Polo in Germany. It will be also a nice for you to make a short trip from Sweden to Germany, and you can test the jacket on the way back. Kieran Bushbal, will you use same camera setup for Canada trip where you will be any camera upgrade? No, I will use the same camera setup. I'm very pleased with the DJI Osmo that I have at the moment. In South America, Plumman was with a GoPro, but the picture quality of the DJI and the GoPro was very different. Now Plumman also have DJI Osmo, so we'll have DJI Osmo cameras. So of course, I'm gonna have the same DSLR for pictures. I'm not gonna have. I don't have, and I don't have plans to buy a drone or 360-degree cameras. I'm not gonna have this. As I said, I focus mostly on the documental type of information or the videos that I already do. All right, guys, I plan to end the stream here. Thank you very much to everyone who already been here to the stream. I can see that what is the technique for water crossing? first thing that you have to do before you cross any water, Steve, is to go and check it how deep it is. This is the first thing that you have to do. And when you make sure that it is not deeper than you need to go, no more than, let's say, the middle of your motorcycle, then you can try to do it. And always go in the middle of, if you have, let's say, crossing path that is 5 meters long. So here is the edge and here is the edge, something like that. Always go in the middle, because if you go on the side, motorcycle could easily slide on this side or that side. Always go in the middle, stand on the pegs, and try to control the motorcycle. If it's too deep or too many rocks or stuff like that, always first gear and half clutch and throttle. The half clutch and throttle are your friends. That's it. If you feel not so stable, you can put your legs down if there are many rocks or stuff like that, but you'll feel always safer and stable if you stand on the pegs. Sam Hill, is a universal travel machine for now and generation, much the same as 1980. Still are there. I have two, and they are great. I have been better, of course, but different. Thanks for those even. So, guys, I hope that you got some information from this stream. We'll see next week, next Sunday. I might do again a live stream open to everyone, because now I can see that there is more information that we can share with more people and more questions. So we'll see. I will definitely let you know. If you're not subscriber to this channel, please do it, so it will help me to grow faster. And also press the bell, because it will notify you when I share information about it. And once again, next Saturday, a day before, I will definitely let you know on community post of all channels about the live stream for next Sunday. So thank you very much, guys, for coming tonight. Thank you very much for watching my videos. All the best, and see you next week. Ciao.